This is J-Man with MusicMarauders.com, here with Brian and Dave of UV Hippo. How are you guys?
Excellent, good.
Awesome. Can you talk about the progression of UV Hippo from its formation up to where you are now as a band?
Basically it started off as just some friends in a basement for fun. Put a couple songs together, just like, all of us are kind of songwriters. Just kind of pieced a few things together, and we were practicing every now and then, and then finally somebody offered to give us a show, opening for another band, and we did it, and people really liked it. And so it went from there, it was basically just kind of a college band, and the crowd started growing all over Michigan. We started stretching out Michigan a little bit more, the crowd grew a little bit. And then, we just started making a serious thing after a while. It was like, we really dedicate ourselves to this, rather than just doing it for fun. So.
Right, awesome. Can you talk about the music scene in the Midwest and what it offers a band trying to, make it? As well, can you talk about how that region might limit a band?
Yeah. Well, do you have anything to say?
You go first. I'll chime in when
well, I feel like
Ed McMahon.
the fans in the Midwest are extremely loyal. Thank you, Midwest. That's the biggest part, but it's also finding that right group of friends in the cities. And cities are so spread apart from each other is the biggest part, the hardest part of the Midwest, and the further west you go. Because if you're to the East Coast, it's an hour and a half between each city that you're playing. And the Midwest, it sometimes 5 hours, sometimes 8 hours, to get to the right city. So that's kind of limiting, because that makes it harder for you to repeat certain towns. If it's not close enough for you to get to.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, the fans are probably the most dedicated in any other region, I think, in the Midwest.
They're amazing people.
Do you ever think anything else as far as?
I'm the yes man.
All right.
Good contribution. Do you find that region is limiting, though, to a band also, to some regard?
Well, outside of the big cities, there aren't a lot of great venues to play. So that can be limiting. A lot of times you end up at Joe's Coffee House. Luckily, we're not in that position anymore. But we played plenty of Joe's Coffee
You
House.
guys are doing stadiums,
trying to fit into
stadiums.
Yeah.
No, we're moving up to the mid-sized venues. And we're not playing theaters everywhere we go yet, but we are in some places. Definitely no stadiums.
Right.
Maybe one day. We'll see.
What is an ultraviolet hippopotamus?
It's a radiating river cow.
Boom.
No, are you asking where the band came from?
Where the name come from?
Okay, well, basically, in the process of coming out of the basement and into bar scene, we didn't really have a name. Like the first show I mentioned a minute ago that we played, we went as Ron Jovi because we couldn't come up with a name. And it was not like bad arguments, but just a lot of arguments like, oh, that's really cheesy, or that's really pompous, or that's really conceited. So we basically came to this conclusion that band names are either kind of cheesy or they're kind of pretentious, And so there's this book by Robert Anton Wilson that has a huge chapter in it that's about a music festival and all these fictional band names in it. The book came out in '62, and we went through that a few different times, looking for band names and arguing about band names. And one of them was Ultraviolet Hippopotamus, and we figured that was the longest, most cheesy name in there, so we went with that.
That's awesome.
And now it's the way the music's evolved, like no other name will really work for us.
That's
kind of where the Ultraviolet Hippopotamus,
I like the Ron Jovi.
we could always go back to Ron
We
Jovi.
need to do a couple shows a year.
Yeah, I think the second show we did, we were calling ourselves Skid Row 2.
Also, or just two?
Yeah, 2 the number.
How does Hippo differ from other jam bands on the jam band scene?
I think we...
That's a tough question. I asked a lot of jam bands that question because I don't want to categorize you as a jam band, but what you guys are doing is pretty, I would say, centered in that direction. And,
well, we do a lot of improv. A lot of it is orchestrated, though. A lot of songs are really hard and composed. And so that part, we're not jamming. They're long songs, but we're not jamming. We're playing a piece that was written by now. A lot of bands do that, too.
Personally, when I'm writing a song, I'm looking to basically change, not change, but just do something different than what you've heard before,
Sure.
I'm not satisfied with, you can do what's been done, but...
Right. So you're trying to do something fresh, I guess.
And another thing, I think that a lot of jam bands focus more around the guitar shredding, and we have guitar shredder, and our keyboard player also plays shred solos.
He does indeed.
I've been known to shred. One time.
Since Sam's departure, how has your approach to making music changed?
Do you mean like as far as writing newer material, kind of, or just?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I guess you're gonna have to obviously orchestrate some of the songs differently.
Yeah,
change things around a little bit.
had to do a little bit of work here and there. Dave basically picking up some of the guitar harmonies with one hand while still doing piano with the other. Sometimes I'll take over the harmony if it's a spot where there wasn't anything else but guitar was going. I'd fill in a higher part of the bass.
Do you find that in his absence, there's a little bit more space to?
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's.
I love Sam.
good.
We love Sam. He's
Yeah.
our great friend. But yeah, it's a lot less. We don't have as many people's toes to step on, especially when we're improv.
One less guy on stage.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we always loved having him there too. But,
Right, he's a great player.
Yeah, but I mean, it also like the noise on stage, just having one less person makes it a lot easier for everybody to hear each other better. And,
Sure.
yeah, we think things have been going great, and it seems like all the hardcore fans do too.
Yeah,
Let's
I
get
agree.
Thank You Midwest. Woo!
Yeah, no, I've been really impressed with how you guys have kind of progressed from, I was curious as to what direction you would go and how it would sound, but I think it sounds really good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it sounds really soul.
That's what we hope for.
Cool. Can you talk about your new album and how does it differ from some of your previous work?
Well, this is our first time kind of, I wouldn't really call it a concept album, I guess, but it's definitely more of a flowing album. We do some songs, tracks, like several of the tracks segue into each other.
Right.
And the track marker changes, but the music doesn't stop. You know what I mean? And it was our first time kind of messing around with that, and we felt it came out really, really well.
Cool.
And it's definitely more heavy hitting, and there's obviously more keyboard on it. It's our first album having Dave on it. Dave's been in the band for a couple of years, but this album in particular that we tried to do, we ended up spending almost a year on it and then scratching it because we didn't like it. You know, it was like this isn't good enough, so we wanted to make it better.
That's interesting.
I feel like we did. So.
Has it been released or when is it coming out?
No,
It's coming out at the end of the month,
March 31st.
So just 31 days of March.
We're playing at Pierre's in Fort Wayne. It's a pretty big club. It's like 1,000 seaters.
I just got a Facebook invite from a friend.
Yeah.
I'm considering going, but I live really far away, so I don't
Right. It's kind of a drive.
But,
yeah, it's a little
I
drive
can get
for
a
me.
ride.
You might want to get a hotel in the area.
I'm looking for a miracle too, if you guys could help me out with that.
What's also really exciting about the release dates, we're doing 3 nights. One in Fort Wayne, which is we feel, that market itself has been really, really good to us.
Absolutely.
Indiana in general and Indianapolis, we figured it's close enough for those crews to make it there. And then we're doing 2 nights in Grand Rapids, our hometown, which we're really excited about, at a club called Billy's. And they haven't let another band play 2 nights there since like the mid-90s. There's a band called Domestic Problems. The second band ever they let do 2 nights there. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah, we're excited about it.
Cool. This is the last night of your winter tour. How was the tour, and what are your plans for the spring and summer?
Dave, Karen,
I thought this tour was awesome.
Yeah.
It's been plagued with problems, but the shows have been awesome.
The shows have
the
been
actual tour has been awesome.
Please, Dave, tell me about the problem.
Oh my goodness.
our
problems.
van, our bus is just
It's just
a little old.
it's
starting to
just
fall
a giant
apart.
lemon.
Is this the one out here?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, come here. Take a look at this crap pile. Oh, yeah, we got it started.
Really, we didn't sound nice. We stayed up in there.
That's good, yeah.
And we paid this bum to come in and start our car.
We had a tire blowout.
yeah.
We get a new transmission out here in Colorado.
Oh yeah, did you have a rebuild?
Yeah, I had to be
Completely
fully
rebuilt.
It's a light.
Well, before, like the week before we started the tour, we flipped the trailer.
like
trying-
2 weeks before
yeah,
the tour started.
but it was
Trailer
like the
rolled
last set of
inside.
shows before the tour started.
Yeah, on the way to Chicago.
Yeah, we
So the
flipped our
trailer's a little
trailer.
tuned.
Yeah.
Basically, 2011 in general has not been good to our vehicle.
No,
That's it.
not at
But
all.
the shows have been awesome.
The brakes. Did you already go over the
Yeah,
brakes?
that's
in New York
right. The
City?
brakes went out. The brakes went out pulling into Manhattan.
Yeah.
We started losing brake pressure right downtown New York City.
It was amazing.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys made it to Colorado. Good luck getting back to Michigan.
Oh,
tomorrow, too.
Yeah, well, I think we're good. I think we got everything fixed that needed to
I hope
go.
so, yeah. How much for a UBFO t-shirt?
I think women's are 20, I think the guys are 15.
I see. Okay. You guys accept that?
Actually,
You don't have to be honest.
no, you can have a T-shirt. This is cool.
Here you go.
No.
You should talk this one over with Joe. We don't accept money.
Oh yeah, it's all bargains, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your plans going into spring and summer?
Okay.
I don't know.
April tour, we're doing like a northern Midwest run, kind of like Minneapolis, Wisconsin, Chicago. A band called Mr. McCabe. We're doing a Funk U festival, I believe, in Illinois. And then we're heading down south for the first time, in the deep south. I think we're doing some Florida and then some other places in that area.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get into Bear Creek. I'm gonna play for the guy.
Yeah.
Bear Creek guy hopefully likes us. We're gonna do that festival.
Awesome, man. That'd be cool.
So that's the spring plans. Summer plans, we're basically doing what we do every summer is festivals fill in the festivals we want to play. We basically got to base the tour around those in those directions. So,
Awesome.
we hope to be back out in Colorado. We'll have to play Colorado Festival.
Yeah, sure.
We love it out here.
Yeah, as do I. It's pretty great region for music.
Yeah, it is. Any night of the week, you have people that are wanting to go out and see music. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys taking your time to do this. And you guys want to give out your website name, address?
It's www.uvhippomusic.com.
And that's Brian and Dave from UV Hippo.